What is going on, guys? Ryan Nelson here, and I am super stoked. I just got back from the NAB show 2019. Lots of cool people, lots of neat, interesting new gear. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit of what I saw, what caught my attention, and what I thought was really cool that's coming out this year, or maybe I haven't even seen it yet. But now I've seen it, wanted to share it with you guys. So let's take a look. So in this video, we'll be talking about a couple of budget sound options and other just cool tech that I've seen around the show. If you want to see a little bit about some lighting tech, go ahead and check out this video up here and let's get going. So my first stop on this trip was at Deity Microphones. I'd heard of them before, I had never really looked into it, so I stopped and I had Justin tell me a little bit about the different microphone setups that they have. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Justin tell you about the microphones that are good for a run and gun shooter, or maybe even a little bit more budget friendly options. Take it away, Justin.
Sure, so depending on the environment and skill level that you have, we have anything from just plug and use microphones up to a little more advanced on-camera mics like the ones we're kind of using right now. So basically at the start we have the v-lav, which is our simple plug and play lavalier. So it comes with a microprocessor that adapts to whatever device that you're using. So if you have a cell phone, a camera, or an external recorder, you can essentially just plug that right in, and the microprocessor will send out a signal and detect what device you're using and be able to work with that device. So we have a list of compatible devices on our website. That's going to run you $50 as a very simple plug and play lav kit. Over here we have our first condenser microphone, is the v-lav VD3. This one comes in at $99. Our basic on-camera microphone run off of a AAA, which will last you 200 hours of constant use. So you'll notice here as well, it has the same adaptability, the microprocessor, as the v-lav does. So it has the same capabilities to plug and play or plug and record. So then we have the step up from that, which is the D3 Pro. You get a couple extra bonus features. We have as well a location kit, which you can upgrade as well. Oh, nice. Yeah. We can start over. Yeah, we'll start right here. On the top, you can see the D3 is unibody. This is multiple parts. The biggest features here between the two is it has an internal lithium battery that charges at USB-C, as well as two low cuts at 75 and 150 hertz. And our personal touch that is unique to us is we have an analog gain dial. It's a constant gain. If you're recording and you anticipate the talent's change in voice level, you can actually turn that and have it be completely seamless during the recording. So you also have a real right-cut wire shotgun mount, or a hot shoe mount, sorry, on there as well. You can actually slide back and forth. So say you're doing weddings, or you're doing something you're actually shooting, you don't want to jam the microphone into your head, right? So you just slide that guy forward, and then you can look at your viewfinder as well. So most of these USB-C charges will take about 70 minutes, and this guy will, for constant run, be 51 hours. So we have the full range here, anything from your starter's lav all the way up to the location kit. If you want a super cardioid shotgun style microphone.
So those are some pretty cool options, very inexpensive, and they were kind enough to hook me up with a v-lav mic, go ahead and test it out. They were hoping I would get even better audio quality at the conference, so I kind of went back and forth on some of these with the shotgun microphone and the v-lav. Now the v-lav is pretty cool. It comes with a little case. It comes with two of these little squishy wind muffs, and then it comes with a one big dead kitten. I think the little ones are called dead kittens instead of dead cats. The one problem I had a really hard time trying to find where the hole was to put over the lav mic, but I took a Sharpie, I made it black. So that made it a lot easier to get on the mic when you're in a windy environment and you just need to slap that on there real quick. Boom, now I know where it's at. Also, I'm actually recording on the v-lav right now, just to give you guys a little sense of what that is versus my shotgun microphone that I normally use. This audio is off the shotgun microphone, and this audio is off the v-lav, which is hidden in here. So let me know how that sounds. I think it sounds pretty good. I used it at the conference. It was really good about cutting out the background noise and just getting the speakers, especially in the very, very noisy environments. I definitely pulled this one out instead of using the shotgun mic, because that shotgun mic is gathering a little bit of that ambient sound too, and sometimes it just all blends together and it's really hard to hear what we're talking about. So lav mics, great idea for noisy environments. So next up, I stopped at the B&H booth, who had a couple of reps from Rode showing off the new Rode Wireless Go microphones. So these are some new mics that I am pretty excited about, and you'll see why here in a second. I'll let Ryan from Rode explain it to you. Take it away.
Hey guys, Ryan here from Rode Microphones, and we're at NAB 2019 at the B&H stand, and we're showing off the new Rode Wireless Go. Now this is the world's smallest professional belt pack transmitter receiver system, and it's so small that we've actually integrated the lav mic for the transmitter into the transmitter itself. For comparison, we're actually using a VideoMic Pro at the moment in the same environment to show you the difference between using a shotgun mic directly on camera or having a wireless system that's really close to the sound source. Now, often shotgun mics are used because they can cancel out the sounds from the sides of the microphone and pick up directly in front, but sometimes in nice loud environments like this, the best mic to use is one that you can get really nice and close. So this is an omnidirectional lav versus a shotgun microphone sitting at a bit of a distance from you. Now this system here is what we're using right now for the audio to camera. I've got a secondary system in my hands here just to show you how it works. This is the transmitter unit with the lav on top, but it also has an external 3.5mm input so that if you want to actually connect a wired lav, you can do that in the traditional belt pack transmitter sense. Now on the back, it's got a simple little clip here, so you can clip it directly onto a shirt like this, or I can mount it just straight under my belt and have a wired lav. The receiver unit here is just as small. It weighs only 31 grams. This thing is tiny, so you can mount it on top of your camera, on top of gimbals, mobile rigs, anything like that. And it's got a really simple couple of settings. So you turn it on, it'll automatically pair up with the unit straight out of the box. You also have the option to set 3 different output levels. The full gain at 0 dB, you can set it at -6 and -12. It's that simple. You don't need to know anything about setting up wireless systems to use this, but the nice thing is it's a really robust connection. For instance, we've got a rock solid connection right here, and we're in probably the worst environment to use a wireless system when we're at a trade show with all these different frequencies flying around. It operates in the license-free 2.4 gigahertz spectrum, meaning you can use it anywhere in the world, license-free. You don't have to worry about the frequency allocation. And it's got a dual antenna system internally, which gives it frequency diversity and antenna diversity. So what it means is it's a more solid connection so that you don't experience dropouts like you do with a lot of other wireless systems. To connect it to your camera, you can just plug into this output here on the receiver unit, the 3.5mm jack cable that comes with it. Patch cable goes straight into the camera, just like the rig we're using for this video. And you can actually charge the inbuilt lithium batteries using a USB-C cable. Now it comes with 2 USB-C to A cables in the box. You can charge them up in about 2 hours. They'll run for about 7 hours on one single charge. And the nice thing is you can even power them constantly with an external battery pack. So if you had a rig that you wanted to run, for a really long shoot, and you had even a little, transmitter mounted on the belt with the wired lav instead of directly on the shirt, you can power them indefinitely just over USB-C. The whole system runs at $199 US, and you can pre-order it right now.
Now, I think these are game changers. They're gonna be super friendly for travelers, people who wanna travel light and fast. They take up almost no space whatsoever. This is gonna be a great option for budget filmmakers, people getting into YouTube or just video creation in general. It's a great budget option, gives you decent quality sound at an awesome price. So check those out. I'll drop a link down below in the description. I think they sound awesome. So I also stopped by the Adobe booth and checked out some of the new features of the new Adobe Premiere release and After Effects. So I'll be putting together a couple of tutorials on the features they showed me. Some of them were pretty simple, and then a few of them were a little more in depth. So I'm gonna do some tutorials on that. Keep an eye out for those. So there's a few other things that I wanted to check out. One of them being the new Lumix Sr1. I was really curious about the Lumix full frame camera, but I was so immediately put off by the size of this thing. I really didn't even bother looking at it that much. It was a huge camera. It was big, bulky, chunky, whatever you want to describe it. It was way bigger than I was expecting. So I didn't even really bother looking at it. Sorry guys, I wasn't interested, so I moved on. But on the opposite side of that, there was the new Sony Rx Mark II. And this camera is so tiny, it's got a flip up screen, it's got a 1-inch sensor, but I'm gonna link you to this video up here. This is my friend Eric. He did a really awesome interview with the guys at Sony. So go ahead and check that out if you're at all interested in this little compact camera. It sounded like it had some really awesome features. So go ahead and check out that video. Then I hopped over to the Canon booth. I knew they weren't coming out with any new cameras, but I was excited to see the new line of RF lenses. I was a little disappointed that they were all under glass and you couldn't get your hands on them, but still pretty cool to get to see the new lineup in person, especially the 70-200 2.8 IS. What they have done with the size of this thing, I don't even know how they made it happen. It's about the same size as the 50, maybe a little bit bigger, but I'm really excited to check this thing out when they finally come out with it. Hoping to get a loaner, maybe a rental, but we'll see. I'm definitely gonna try that one out when it's available to the public. All right, last but not least, this might be one of my favorite things that I found at the conference, and it wasn't even a booth, but I ran into Pat and Caleb from SwitchPod. I'm gonna let Pat tell you about SwitchPod if you haven't heard of it. Take it away, Pat.
Hey, my name's Pat Flynn, co-inventor of the SwitchPod, a versatile tripod that can switch from vlogger mode to tripod mode in just seconds. So this came about at a vlogging conference where we noticed that a lot of people were struggling with their Gorilla Pods, and we just wanted to create something simpler and faster for shooting and then putting your camera down and shooting again. And you can find it at switchpod.com.
So that's a pretty cool device if you're getting into vlogging. Pair that up with those Rode Wireless Go's and a little GoPro or something else. I mean, you've got a really compact, lightweight setup. Awesome. Anyway, thanks guys. I had a great time at the NAB show. Only spent 2 days there. It is still going on right now as I'm recording this video. There is just so much gear, so much to see. It's so mind-blowingly overwhelming. I had a great time though. Met some awesome people. And I hope you enjoyed my quick overview of what I found pretty interesting at the NAB show 2019. All right guys, well I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to see some cool lighting tech, I'm gonna link that video at the end of this video. Go ahead and check that out. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.